So I'd like to look at assignment 8-7 and see if we can work through some of that together. When the angle of elevation to the sun is 37 degrees, a flagpole casts a shadow that's 24.2 feet long. What's the height of the flagpole to the nearest foot? So I've got this flagpole and it's casting a shadow. Now shadows are on the ground, so this part down here is 24.2 feet. The angle of elevation, which means from the ground, is 37 degrees, and they are asking me for the height of the flagpole. That's x. Now, if I think about my trig functions, I've got SOHCAHTOA, and from this angle, I know the opposite side and the adjacent side. The side opposite it and the side adjacent to it. So that's going to be tangent, which is opposite over adjacent. So my tangent of 37 degrees equals the opposite over the adjacent, 24.2. Now I can multiply both sides by 24.2 to get 24.2 tangent of 37 equals x. And so let's grab the calculator and do this. Now first of all, I need to press mode and make sure that it's in degrees. This one's in radians, so I need to go here to degrees, press enter, and now the degree is highlighted, so I can quit that. Second quit, and I want to press 24.2 times the tangent, and the tangent is right here, so times the tangent of 37 degrees. The problem asked me to round it to the nearest foot, so that's going to be approximately 18 feet. X is approximately 18 feet. Let's look at number 2. A forest ranger in a 90-foot observation tower sees a fire. The angle of depression to the fire is 7 degrees. What's the horizontal distance between the tower and the fire? Round to the nearest foot. Now this is a pretty realistic question. So we've got this tower over here, and it's 90 feet tall. The forest ranger's up in the top, and he has a 7-degree angle of depression. This is 7 degrees up here. That's 7 degrees. And so we want to know what is this horizontal distance to get out to the fire. Now if we recall, this is going to be alternate interior angles. And so you can see that here's what I've got, this line with the transversal and this one. So this angle right here is also 7 degrees. So now relative to that 7 degrees, I've got the opposite side and the adjacent side. So again, I've got the tangent because it's opposite over adjacent right here. So the tangent of 7 degrees equals opposite over adjacent. Now this time I'll multiply both sides by x, and then I'll divide both sides by the tangent of 7. So when I grab my calculator, I've got 90 divided by the tangent of 7 is 732.99. It said round to the nearest foot, so x is approximately 733 feet away. Number 3. A plane is flying at an altitude of 14,500 feet. The angle of depression from the plane to the control tower is 15 degrees. What's the horizontal distance from the plane to the tower? So we've got this plane flying. Here's my plane. There's my plane. And he's 14,500 feet. And over here, on the angle of depression of 15 degrees, he sees the top of the tower. So the top of the tower is here. What's the horizontal distance? What's this distance right here? Well, again, if this is 15 degrees here as an angle of depression, then this is also 15 degrees down here in that section. because these are parallel lines right here. This transversal parallel. So again, I've got the the opposite and the adjacent. So the tangent of 15. Now don't get the idea that they're always tangents. These just happen to be. So the tangent of 15 is 14,500 over x. Multiply both sides by x. And divide both sides by the tangent of 15. Grab the calculator, and I've got 14,500 divided by the tangent of 15. Again, rounded to the nearest foot, 54,115. 54,115 feet. Number 4. Mike is standing on a cliff. Oh, look, they drew a picture of Mike. He's up here on a cliff. The angle of depression from Mike to the car, now this is 80 feet. This distance is 80 feet. There's the car, but the angle of depression is this number right here, 24 degrees. Again, that's the same as this angle over here. We want to know how far away is Mike from the car. So the tangent of 24 is 80 over x, the opposite over the adjacent. So x equals 80 divided by the tangent of 24. 80 divided by the tangent of 24. 180 feet, rounded to the nearest foot. It's 180 feet. All right, let's keep going. We're on a roll here. Number 5, a surveyor, 50 meters from the base of a cliff, measures the angle of elevation to the top of the cliff is 72 degrees. What is the height of the cliff? All right, well, here's a cliff. This surveyor, guy standing over here, is 50 feet from the height of the cliff, or 50 feet from the base of the cliff. His angle of elevation is 72 degrees. How tall is the cliff? Well, opposite and adjacent. We're seeing a lot of tangent problems here. So the tangent of 72 is x over 50. Multiply both sides by 50. So 50 times the tangent of 72. 153.88 or 154 feet. So, sorry, meters. Approximately 154 meters. Jeff is 61 feet high on a ride at an amusement park. The angle of depression to the park entrance is 42 degrees. The angle of depression to his friend standing below the ride is 80 degrees. How far is the entrance from where his friends are standing round to the nearest foot? Oh, okay. So Jeff is 61 feet high on a ride at an amusement park. So here's Jeff. Jeff is hanging out up here. Okay, there's Jeff, and he's 61 feet from the ground. Now, it says the angle of depression to the park entrance is 42 degrees, and the angle of depression to his friend standing below between the ride and the entrance is 80 degrees. So somewhere over here, I'll put it in right here, I've got the park entrance. So there is the distance from Jeff to the park entrance. Now remember, if I had a horizontal line up here, the angle of depression is this distance. So this angle right here, it says to the park entrance is 42 degrees. So that is the same as this. There's the one to the park entrance. Now his friends, we'll call them F, his friends are standing between them. And the angle of depression to him, or to those buddies, this big distance is 80 degrees, which is the same as this. So this is 80 degrees right here. And now the question is, how far from the entrance are his friends standing? So what is this little distance right here? This is really the part I'm interested in. How far from the entrance are his friends standing?